this cut in child benefit for higher earners, how much will it save year by year if it goes ahead?
So the government estimates that this measure will save about £2.4 billion a year. It's going to take child benefit away from about 1.5 million families, each of whom are losing between upwards of £1,000 a year.
So 2.4 billion, as Ronald Reagan once said, a billion here, a billion there, it soon adds up to real money. Does the Chancellor need this saving to keep his deficit target on line?
So obviously there's a lot of different things the government could do if it wanted to save money. This is just one option. However, looking at the public finance numbers that came out in the autumn statement, there certainly doesn't seem to be very much wriggle room at all in terms of meeting the government's targets for deficit reduction. So any relaxation of policy in this area would almost certainly have to be made up for by tightening somewhere else.
Now, the principle of the policy is quite simple to understand. If you're in the higher rate tax bracket, you don't get child benefit. Whether you like that or not, it's another matter, but it's an easy thing to understand. So when the Chancellor's talking about we've yet to look at the way we're going to implement it, what scope does he have?
Well, the way the Chancellor's talked about doing it at the moment is that as soon as your income goes above the higher rate threshold, which is about £42,000 a year, on an individual level, your family will completely lose your child benefit. Now, they could try and introduce a more gradual way of taking away child benefit from these higher earners. To raise the same amount of money, that means you'd probably have to start taking it away from somewhat below the higher rate threshold. Alternatively, if you think this way of means testing based on individual income of parents is unfair, because if you think that a two-earner couple where they're both just below the higher rate threshold and so wouldn't be affected by this policy, you think they're better off than somebody in a single-earner couple where they're just above. If you wanted to means test it based on the joint income of the family, you might want to consider perhaps getting rid of child benefit altogether and bringing that into the means-tested benefit system we already have through something like the child tax credits.
All right, James Brown, thank you for that.